please?
Sharron Benson.
Sharron Benson, I understand you are a violinist.
I am, and I have a band called Soul Dogs. And Soul Dogs used to be the backup band for actor David Carradine. And I'm still carrying David's legend, though he's gone, and also Pete Seeger's. And I'm an ambassador for peace. I do a lot of work back east. Did this year's 9/11 in North Carolina at a place called Tiggs Pond. And then we played in Washington, D.C. and up in Manhattan and at the Central Park Band Shell on the International Day of Peace. And also it was during the time of the Climate March.
Yeah.
And I work up with an organization called the Gardens of Forgiveness. I also am the Vice President of Entertainment for the World Water Rescue Foundation that Pete Seeger was a part of as well. And so even though we lost Pete and we lost David, you know, I'm still doing the
And that was last year, wasn't it?
Well, this year, I just came back from back east I went to North Carolina, and then we did a tour driving up to Manhattan and back, and I just came back last month.
Yeah.
So a month ago, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're all over the map.
I go back and forth, yeah.
That's
and
wonderful.
Work with this wonderful man by the name of Pastor Lyndon Harris. Lyndon Harris was the pastor at St. Paul Trinity Wall Street when 9/11 took place. He was there when the tower came down, and it's a long story. I won't bore you with all of it.
Can I just pan down to your shirt says New York?
Say what?
Your shirt says New York on it, right?
Well, yeah, it does. I'm going to change for the show, but yes, it does.
It's wonderful. I love this shirt.
My parents came through Ellis Island. I'm the only one in my family that was born here in LA. So.
Oh yeah, where were they coming from?
My mother was coming from Yugoslavia, which is now Greece, and my father was coming from Turkey, which is now Greece. All the borders have changed, so but there is no more Yugoslavia, but there's certainly Turkey.
You know what Loco Noche means?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And then Gabemti Sueza?
I don't know.
That's not really a kind of swear word, so sorry.
Well, dang, maybe I should learn it.
Yeah, really. I had a friend from Yugoslavia when I was going to school.
I don't know any language. My mom came when she was 3 years old, so she never got the language down.
Well, it was very interesting because I was in a place where they had a lot of international students, so, and her family was with the diplomatic corps, so. Yeah, I don't know where Branca is these days, but she did have a job at IBM in London for a while, so now I know that there's no more Yugoslavia. So what are they calling it now?
It's Greece, where my mother was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how
I think
fabulous.
it's Macedonia is where.
Oh, oh, how interesting! Wow. And so, Mom was from there, Dad from there too?
My father was from Turkey.
From Turkey, wow. And they got along just fine.
Well, they came through Ellis Island when they were kids.
Oh,
my mom at 3, my dad when he was 12.
Wow, amazing.
And then they came to California. My brother was 12 years older than me, and he was born on Long Island. And
no kidding. What town?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure if it was Malvern or Linwood.
Linwood. Yeah.
Lynbrook. Yeah.
Oh, Lynbrook.
Lynbrook. It was on Long Island.
Okay.
Brooklyn area.
Okay, so all mixed up there.
So that's where they lived, and then they came to California before I was born.
Wow, nice.
Then they moved to Los Angeles, and that's where I came along, Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital.
Oh, so what did they do when they got here? What kind of job were they?
My father was already a furrier. He was also a musician and an artist.
Oh, wow.
He was the head of the Santa Monica Art Association. He was also a furrier, Irving Benson Furs downtown. He
I've heard
made a lot of furs for The Great Race and Inside Daisy Clover and Maine and many movies. And he, worked with Edith Head, the famous designer. He used to come to our house and pick up costumes, and I loved going to the movie lots and getting to hang out there, and always wanted to be in the industry.
Well, you have a fascinating background and interesting people from the time you were born, so it was
I feel lucky, baby, very blessed.
Yeah. And how did you meet Pete Seeger?
I met Pete Seeger after It was in 2004 when I first started my work with conserving water along with David Carradine and working with the World Water Rescue Foundation, but I didn't actually get to meet Pete until it was 2010. Actually 2010, because I went back to New York in 2009 when David passed away to pick up Ambassador for Peace certificates that were from David and myself. We're doing the work with saving the water and for peace. That was in 2009 after David had passed away. So that was my first time going back and getting involved with the work of water and the Pete's Clear Water Foundation, and I even got to do some of the I write theme songs, and I wrote a song, Water Not Weapons.
What is it called?
Water Not Weapons is a slogan with the World Water Rescue Foundation that Pete endorsed, and when I wrote that song, I got to play it for Pete, play it on his sloop, the Clearwater, play it on the Woody Guthrie at the Pumpkin Festival in Beacon where Pete lived, and I go back and forth almost every year.
Hey, you knew Woody Guthrie when he was alive?
No. I never knew Woody.
Oh, you never met him.
But Woody was a dear friend of Pete's.
Sure, I know
and
that.
there's a sloop, there's a boat there in Beacon called the Woody Guthrie. It's the sloop Woody Guthrie, and Pete's boat.
Where is it?
Clearwater. That's upstate New York.
Upstate.
A town called Beacon.
Yeah, I think that's where up there is where I met Pete, I think, many years ago. Some festival up there.
Yeah, that's probably so. He did a lot of festivals.
And who did you study with?
with him too. I studied with different teachers. Years ago when I first started violin, I was 8 years old. I played piano at 6. Don't even remember that teacher, but I studied with Harold Dictorow was my main teacher for violin. He was with the LA Philharmonic at the time, and I know his family, Glenn, and I forget his daughter's name. They're still certainly violin players. And then I've had various, Wendy McKenzie is one of my, Arthur Joseph, worked with Ellen Gear. These are vocal coaches, and I've worked with Tom Laughlin, who was Billy Jack, spent a little time working with him, and on and on.
On and on. Well, it's so delighted to meet you, Sharon. And anybody that can have the dexterity to play violin, I'm in awe of. And I thank you very much for the interview.
Well, nice to meet you.